Wall Street's most prestigious law firm just told a federal judge their court filing was full of cases that don't exist. The firm is Sullivan and Cromwell. It is also the firm OpenAI hired to advise on the safe and ethical deployment of artificial intelligence. The errors were A. Hallucinations, roughly 40 of them. Fake case citations, quotes from rulings that were never written, legal authorities the model had simply invented. By May 1, hallucinations like these had appeared in more than 1,300 court cases worldwide, according to a public legal dataset tracking the issue. The errors did not get caught by Sullivan and Cromwell. The case is a Chapter 15 bankruptcy proceeding in the Southern District of New York. It involves tracing cryptocurrency tied to alleged forced labor activity in Cambodia. Sullivan and Cromwell represent the foreign trustee. Their motion was filed. Opposing counsel read it, checked the citations, and could not find them, because the cases were not real. Andrew Dieterich, the partner who signed the apology, used 5 words that matter more than the rest. Quote, "We deeply regret that this has occurred." He also wrote that the firm's policies on AI use were not followed, and that internal review did not identify the inaccurate citations. Translation: they had policies, they had training, they had review. None of it caught the AI. To understand why this keeps happening, you have to understand what an AI is actually doing when it answers you. By default, a language model is not a database. It does not retrieve facts the way a search engine does. It predicts the next word. Trained on vast amounts of text, it has learned what words usually follow other words. When you ask it for a court case that supports your argument, it does not go out and look one up. It composes one. Citation format, judge's name, procedural history, legal reasoning, even a quote, all of it generated as a sequence that statistically looks like a real case. If the case exists in its training data or accessible tools, the prediction can match reality. If it does not, the model still produces an answer. Same fluent output, same confident tone, completely different relationship to truth. A simpler way to say it, it does retrieve, it composes. This is where most explanations stop. A hallucination is when AI makes things up. That definition is technically correct and practically useless, because it sounds identical to several other things AI does. A hallucination is not a lie. Lying requires knowing the truth and choosing to misrepresent it. A model does not know anything in that sense. It has no concept of truth, only patterns, weights, and probabilities. When a system confidently confirms a fake case, it is not trying to deceive you. It is generating the kind of answer a confident expert would give. A hallucination is not a software bug. Bugs are deterministic. The same input produces the same wrong output, and engineers can trace it back through code. Hallucinations are statistical. The same prompt can fail today and succeed tomorrow. There is no single line of code to fix. A hallucination is not bias. Bias is systematic. It shows up as consistent skew, like a hiring model favoring one group over another because of imbalanced training data. Hallucinations are not systematic. They are fabrications. A model with no measurable bias will still invent facts. A hallucination is also not a normal error. A normal error looks wrong. Numbers don't add up. Sentences contradict themselves. Something feels off. Hallucinations feel correct. The grammar is right. The structure is right. The citation format looks legitimate. Even the tone matches what you expect from an expert source. That is the problem. What makes hallucinations uniquely dangerous is the confidence. They often cannot be reliably detected from the output alone. You have to leave the model and verify the source, the numbers, and where they come from. A legal researcher maintains a public database of court cases where AI-generated hallucinations have appeared. As of May 1, the count is over 1,300. The majority come from United States courts, with additional cases in Canada, Australia, and other jurisdictions. The same dataset shows who is submitting the flawed filings. A large portion involves people representing themselves, but hundreds of cases involve licensed attorneys. A small number even involve judges. The errors themselves fall into categories: fully fabricated cases, incorrect quotations, and real sources that are misrepresented or taken out of context. Sanctions are already being issued. In recent cases, courts have imposed financial penalties in the thousands of dollars for filings that relied on non-existent authorities. Separately, academic research has tried to measure how often models hallucinate in legal contexts. In one set of tests, general-purpose language models produced incorrect or fabricated legal information more than half the time, depending on the question. Even specialized legal AI tools, systems designed specifically for case law and legal research, still produced hallucinations in a measurable percentage of responses. The exact numbers vary by study. The pattern does not. This problem is not new. One of the earliest high-profile cases came in 2023. A New York attorney used ChatGPT to research a personal injury claim against an airline. The system provided multiple cases to support the argument. All of them were fabricated. When opposing counsel could not locate the cases, the attorney went back to the model and asked if they were real. The model said yes. It claimed the cases existed. It suggested where they could be found. It doubled down. This is the second-order problem. A model cannot reliably verify its own output because verification is just another form of generation. When you ask it to check its work, it produces a new sequence of words, one that often supports the previous one. If you've seen this happen in your own work, a citation that does exist, a number that turns out to be wrong, a quote that sounds perfect but is real, I am interested in the pattern. What model were you using, and what kind of question triggered it? Hallucinations are getting rarer. They are not gone. Recent system reports from leading AI developers show significant improvements. In some internal evaluations, newer models hallucinate several times less often than earlier versions. On certain benchmarks, error rates have dropped from double digits to low single digits. That is real progress. It is not zero. And on more difficult tests, the kind designed to push models beyond memorization into reasoning and recall under uncertainty, hallucination rates can still climb dramatically, depending on the question. The key point is this: improvement does not mean solved. The Sullivan and Cromwell filing happened recently, using state-of-the-art tools, inside a firm with resources, policies, and oversight. And it still failed. The honest read: AI systems do not know things in the way people do. They generate outputs that statistically resemble knowledge. Most of the time, that is good enough. Sometimes, it is indistinguishable from expertise, and occasionally, it produces something that looks exactly right and is completely wrong. When that output stays in a chat window, the cost is low. When it enters a legal filing, a medical record, or a research paper, the cost is not. The solution is not waiting for a perfect model. More capable systems already exist, and they still hallucinate. The solution is procedural. If an AI gives you a source, you verify it every time, because the model will not tell you when it is guessing. Next video: what a context window actually is, and why the AI you trusted yesterday forgets you today. Subscribe if you want that explained properly.